Hello, I hope this is okay. I'm trying to get used to a new setup, but today's video is going to be trying my hand at a little bit of a get ready with me. I'm just doing what I would typically do makeup wise for work, and I figured I would figure out how to chat with y'all without someone actually talking back to me. I figured this will be a really awkward video since I've never filmed anything like this before, but I'll try to balance talking about makeup products as I use them and just trying to give you a life update. And if you'll be patient with me, that'd be great. Thanks. And thank you for watching, and thank you if you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed, I'd love to have you subscribe. My whole point of being here on this YouTube universe is to meet people and kind of connect. So I'll get into that more in a minute. I'm just gonna pull my hair out of my face for a minute. So the first thing I'm gonna do as I get ready is prime my face. I have an Ulta matte primer. I might look a little shiny. I have some sunscreen on, and it's not the one I typically use, so I think it's making me a little shiny. So I'm going to go for a mattifying primer just to see if I can tone some of that down. And I just press it into my skin. And I may be looking all over the place because I have a viewfinder here, a big mirror over here, and then I have a handheld mirror if I need it. So, and I want to make sure I stay in frame. So again, please be patient with me. I'm going to use a Dewy foundation even though I'm using a mattifying primer. It's just the first one I grabbed, and I'm just going to go with it. So typically what I use a beauty blender, but let me start with what has been up in my life. So my husband and I, we live on a college campus. He is finishing up his PhD in physics, and so what is it, late April or so, I started my YouTube channel. It feels weird to say that because I don't really see myself as a YouTuber, but I did it because I loved watching Project Pan videos, and I love the idea of like really learning to enjoy your products instead of buying something one time and then maybe enjoying it a little bit, enjoying it a lot, or and just like, I don't know, I see so many people on YouTube like get lost in what they have and not enjoy it. And so when you decide to like project pan something, you are picking an item and you are learning to enjoy it. Like it might not be your favorite project, but you make yourself like learn how to ways to use it. So for example, that primer that I used, I was very underwhelmed by this primer. But I found that if I use it the right way, which is don't overuse it, because if I overuse it, it's going to make my skin look like crap. But if I use it the right way and I use it with the right products, it's going to look pretty decent. Like this foundation's fine with it, but I have like a moussey, the Maybelline like Dream Matte Mousse foundation. Like it looks like complete crap with that foundation, so I don't wear it with it. It actually doesn't keep me horribly matte, but it doesn't actually dry me out, which I think is nice. So again, I've learned to like it, and I'm actually enjoying finishing it off. It's not in any project at the moment. I figure it may end up in a project by the end of this year. If not, it will definitely be in one early next year. And so anyways, I'm gonna topic hop like crazy because I'm an outward processor and my brain just does this. It's one of the only things my brain is good at. So anyways, I started my YouTube channel when I saw the first kind of Drop 10 by Summer videos coming out, because I had been trying to do project pans on my own and just follow along with the community that I was watching. But when I saw that project pan, I was like, this is perfect. Like, why not do it? Like, I need to just not be so scared and go for it. And so I did, and I made a couple videos. I made my first Drop 10 by Summer. I made a empties video, and then I made a follow-up, dropped in by summer, and I believe that might be all I have at the moment. Then life hit me with like the ultimate curveball, which is, hey, you gotta move. And I'm making it sound probably a little bit more dramatic than it really is. Like I said, my husband, we live on a college campus in the family housing area, and my husband is actually he's an RA, a resident advisor in the community, because when we both we moved to Atlanta 2012, and it was a big move for both of us. I started graduate school, he started graduate school at the same time. I started getting my master's degree in mental health counseling, and he started getting his PhD at Georgia Tech in physics. And so life was crazy. We weren't making a ton of money being both of us in graduate school. If you've ever been to graduate school, you know what it's like trying to survive on grad school budgets, and especially in a city like Atlanta, which Atlanta isn't even that expensive compared to some cities, but we did what we had to do, and he took a job as a resident assistant on top of doing his research and teaching assistantship kind of stuff. And so we've been here, oh crap, you probably can't see this, but for some reason my concealer, I think this concealer is not, it doesn't like this foundation. He has, let's see, what do you do when your concealer's not working? You try adding more, because that makes sense. I'm going to try it and see what happens. But it's, if you could see up close, it's breaking up all under my eyes. But I'm just going to go with it, because you know what? To be honest, it's Memorial Day, and I'm going to Chick-fil-A later, so like, that's my big Memorial Day plans. I went to work this morning, worked half a day, and now I'm going to Chick-fil-A. So, anyways, okay, that helped a little bit. Back to life. So we've been in Atlanta since 2012, living in family housing since 2012, and all of a sudden they're like, hey, you can't live where you're living anymore. We need you to move because we want to update the apartment that you're in. So we were told you have to move by mid-May. We were actually given less than a month's notice to like up and pack up all of our stuff, and we were like, oh, okay. We were in a 2-bedroom at the time, and before moving here, we were a married couple. We had been married two or 3 years, and so we have furniture. We're not like the typical. I would even say we're definitely not the typical college student. We're definitely not, and we're not even the typical graduate students, because even though there are a number of grad students who are married, the ones who end up living on campus are usually single, and they, you know, they can tolerate not having furniture. They can rent, they can use the school's furniture, get furnished student housing, and like they don't need what we need. So we had a 2-bedroom, and that meant, crap, we have to move to a 1-bedroom, which means sell all of our crap that doesn't fit into a 1-bedroom, and family housing is not very big. So one of the things that we've done recently is definitely downsize, but also not just for this move. It's been a whirlwind and a half for us, because we found out my husband is very close to graduating, which I'm so proud of him, and he's worked so hard. But he's gotten a couple job offers, and more than likely that means that we're going to be moving very far away. I'm actually not going to announce it in this video where we're going yet. I'm going to do a follow-up one maybe. But let's just say we don't get to bring hardly any of our stuff with us. I mean, everything that goes with us overseas. Oh, I let it drop a little bit. We're moving overseas. And so we only get to bring a couple suitcases apiece. So we have, you know, it's not just the normal downsize from a 2-bedroom to a 1-bedroom. This is downsize your entire life. So not only did we have to, you know, get rid of furniture, sell furniture, we also had to kind of get real with ourselves and go, all right, what's gonna stay in this house in the next couple of months that we're gonna use, what's gonna go with us overseas, like what's important to us enough to bring that and not purchase over there, which is a really hard, very, very hard, sorry, I forgot to grab my brushes. This is a very, very, very hard decision to make, especially for me, because I am attached to things. I like my things. I feel like we don't have a ton of stuff, but like the things that we have, I like them. I think we work hard for them. I'm attached to them. And so it is so hard for me to let go of things. So it was a process for me to kind of go, all right, let's sell this thing or this sentimental item, like item, we can let go of it. Oh my gosh, like it's one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. And it's been nonstop. Like it's been a month of just feeling like I'm either putting my entire world into boxes that are gonna sit in storage for a couple of years, or I'm forced to sell them. And my husband, I love him, but he is so unattached to everything. I'll pause here and apologize that I've not been giving you product updates. I use concealers. I'm not particularly attached to any of them. I used the Master Conceal Maybelline. Not my favorite, but it's good enough to use up. It's actually probably better for like spot concealing, which I don't do a ton of because I'm kind of lazy. And then I forgot to put this down first. It probably wouldn't have broken up so bad if I would have used this first. This is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost. My under eyes can get kind of dry, so I like something like this, or the NYX Dark Circle Eraser for not spot concealing, but putting down first under my eyes since they're a little dry, and then going in with something like this concealer or the Maybelline Fit Me because they're a little drier. So it seems like they balance out a little bit to me. And I set with Coty Airspun. This one is beat to death. I love it. I will definitely, so far, it would be my holy grail powder. I also am trying to learn how to use the Bye Bye Pores, the IT Cosmetic Bye Bye Pores, a little bit better. I bought this during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, and I really do like it. It's just a little bit of an extra step sometimes, so it's not something I reach for every day. But if I am going to do like fancy all-out makeup for like a date night or fun event, I definitely will reach for that and like press it into my pores. So switching topics one more time. Well, that's not true. We're gonna do that a lot from here on out. My husband is very unattached to things. He likes to think of himself as logically driven. If you're married to a scientist, you know the pain of that. Whereas I'm an entirely very emotional person. I have to be. As a mental health counselor, if I don't learn to stay in touch with my emotions and listen to my emotions, I'm worthless. So he can just be like, oh, what? This thing from childhood that may have saved my life? And I don't know, it'd be like Tony Stark's, like the arc reactor that kept him alive. He'd be like, oh, get rid of it, I don't care about it, because he's just that driven by like what he wants to do in life is physics, and that's what he wants to do, and he doesn't care about hardly anything else. As long as he gets to do physics, he's good. So he's stoked to move overseas, which I get. It's an incredible opportunity, and again, I'm so excited for him. However, it's a little terrifying for me because you know, I have a career. I earned my master's in 2 years, and I've been working. I took a job at the same place I'm employed now during my internship. I really like it. There are days where I am frustrated and I leave tired and I'm like, oh, I need a break. But for the most part, I like the work I do. And so I'm giving that up for a little while. It's not forever, but it's been a process for me to kind of like not just physically declutter and downsize, but emotionally too. You know, I'm trying to tell myself, you're gonna get through it. This change is going to be something that you look back on and you will be so excited that you did it, because how many people get the opportunity in life to go do something that pushes them so far outside of their comfort zone? And while I'm terrified to death, I am excited. And so, long story short, sometime mid-April, we found out we needed to move by early May. We moved into the 1-bedroom. We immediately cleaned up you know, you move out and then you have to clean everything. You have to clean the place you move in, clean the place you move out. The next weekend we flew to New York, which was the weekend before last. We flew to New York for 2 of our friends' weddings. It was beautiful. It was the same day as the royal wedding, and I mean, it was stunning. The same thing. So it's just been nonstop kind of madness, but in a good way. It's just life. And then Memorial Day weekend was like our first weekend home where we're like, all right, let's just take a minute and let's just be with each other. And so we did that, and it was really nice. We honestly needed it. I'm using the Tarte Blush Bazaar from this past year, and I'm mixing the gold and the pinky highlighter. I'm not gonna go ham with it, just a little bit. Something like this, a little bit of this, the gold one, a little bit of tappy tap, and try not to block the camera. And so it's just been a minute. So now that life is kind of, I don't think we have a trip coming up for a while. My main goal is to like stay out of his way, let him finish. He's got a thesis to finish writing and complete, and so I just want him to finish. And actually, I would love if he would be ahead of schedule. I'm the ahead of schedule kind of gal, and the fact that like I'll get a little codependent on him if he's not watching it, and I'll be like, why aren't you, or like, you know, are we done? Are we ready to perfect this? And he's like, no, this is not how you write a thesis. I have no idea how you write a thesis. I'm just trying to stay out of his way and let this guy work on his thesis, because I can't imagine how stressful this is for him. This is, you know, he's been working on this for 6 years and he cares about this so much. He's so passionate about what he does, and so I want that for him to just finish and enjoy the process, you know, not just finish it, but, you know, he'll look back on this time of his life forever, and I want him to remember that fondly. So that being said, I hope that means that I can get back to doing some more YouTube videos, because I actually enjoy when I don't mess up my eyebrows. I enjoy the process of filming. I enjoy the process of coming up with ideas. I won't say I enjoy the editing process too much, partly because I'm still trying to find an editing software that works for me. I tried, it's like Studio Film Pro, I don't know, something like that. I'm definitely not in this enough to like go buy the Adobe suite, even though it's probably really good. And I don't have Apple products. I will probably never be an Apple person. So a little bit of me is like, well, I'm trying some of these free softwares out there, and I'm trying, right now I just downloaded HitFilm Plus or something like that, HitFilm Pro, and it's a little more intuitive for me than Studio Film, although the Studio Film I kind of miss in some ways. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out some ways to edit. My biggest problem isn't like learning how to do it, it's having the time to do it. The time to edit takes a lot for me. When, like, normally I work 4 days a week in an office at a counseling place, and then my 5th day of the week I'm writing. I write reports for this place, and so while I don't see clients on Fridays, I write, and so it takes me a little bit more time than I'd like for it to. Sorry, I have to grab something to brush these brows out, because they are barely even sisters today. They definitely are not twins. which is the story of my life. My brows hardly ever even resemble each other, but it's okay. So yeah, so I am totally open to suggestions. If any of you have like practical advice about making time to edit, like is it easier for you to like pick a day of the week and that's just the day of the week you edit, or do you break it into smaller sections, or is it just easy for you to like sit down, pound out like a whole video and just get one video done? Or like you break it into parts, do it all at once. Let me know, because I'm at this point I'm starting to get desperate with, I haven't even at the point that I'm filming this, I've filmed my drop 10 before summer. I have not posted it, which is really sad because it's like more than a week late at this point, I think, which I plan to get that video up before this one, but good grief. Yeah, so any advice on motivation or practical things about getting videos edited, I would totally appreciate. I figured I just picked this up at TJ Maxx. It's the Too Faced, the Natural Eyes palette, and it's one of those things where I should never have bought this, but I've decided that it was an impulse buy, and I hate taking makeup back, even though I know you can, I guess. I wouldn't want it to get thrown in the trash or anything, so I'm like, you got it, make it work. It is a great work palette, like it's very neutral. So I'm gonna be using this, and I also just got a Colourpop shadow. It's a blue. I wanna try to wear blue a little bit more, and it seems like all the blues that I have in my collection, or at least for the most part, are really bright cobalt blues, and so I was kind of wanting like an icy blue, and I really do like the Colourpop Super Shock shadows. And this is an ultra glitter in the color Sugar, and it's kind of a bluish color, and I'm wearing a dark blue shirt today, so I figured why not, like it's a good excuse to wear it. So I'm gonna throw some cool colors into the crease, and I'm gonna wear some gray pants, throw some cool colors in the crease and throw that on the lid, see if I like it. So we'll figure this out together. These are actually, you know, and I have a lip product that I haven't worn yet that I want to figure out if I like or not. So the first part of this are products that I know I like. Most of this is stuff that's brand new to me. So yeah, let's see. I'm just throwing a matte shade down right now. I'm also interested in what kind of videos do y'all like to watch. Obviously, if you found me, you probably found me through Project Pan community kind of stuff, which I love I love panning videos. I love I like some declutter videos. Some declutters, I think that right now I'm like more honed in on like, I know these people do good declutters, so I'm going to watch, you know, I'll watch anything they put up. But I like some declutters. I like makeup collection videos a lot. Sometimes I think it's a little bit of a self-serving reason. Like, it's not just hearing people talk about products and what they enjoy or not they don't enjoy. Some of it is like a little bit of a rationalization on my end where I'm like, see, I'm not that bad. Like, yeah, I have a lot of makeup, but like, it's not as much as her. Which is horrible. Like, that's horrible. My poor husband. He's probably heard me say that so much. Like, see, it's not that bad. Like, I have a manageable collection. I've worn all of my stuff. There are some people who like don't even know what they have, and they're like, oh wow, I forgot I have this. I have done that before, but I've never heard him hear me say that. So yeah, a little bit of that's a guilty thing, like to absolve me of my guilt, I guess. And also, like, another question for you. If you can't tell, I really want to have a conversation with y'all. That's the whole reason why I'm here. I want to meet people, especially knowing that I'm moving overseas. Like, I'm so terrified that I'm going to know absolutely no one, and that it actually will be a lot harder than I think it will be to meet people. And so I'm so looking forward to this community and like posting a little bit more, because you know what, Atlanta, we have so many friends where we are. Like, we literally have to tell people no probably more than we tell some people yes. And that is like, we're walking away from all of that comfort, and our family's 2 hours away. They always have been. And you know, we're walking away from all of that. And so I'm a little terrified that, like, man, this is gonna be tough. And so, you know, I'm trying to meet people through YouTube, because there aren't a lot of people in my life who understand the makeup thing, but like, I feel like this is a hobby and it can unify people. And so I'm dying to meet you. I'm excited to meet you. Please say hello in the comments. I also realize this is gonna be an extremely long video, so people may not even get to this point in the video with me where I'm begging for friends. But if you do, give it a thumbs up and let me know that you made it this far. You know, I'm interested in other questions like, how often do you think, or how, you know, when you first, if you have a YouTube video channel, how often, that's so pretty, how often did you start uploading, or how often did you upload when you started, versus how much do you upload at whatever point, you know, however old your channel is now. You know, I don't know if I see myself as, I mean, I realize I'm an older, I guess I would be considering an older YouTuber at this point. I wouldn't expect to get a ton of views or a ton of subscribers. This is really about meeting people for me. So but I still want to put out good content that I enjoy watching and I would want people to enjoy watching. So I think that, you know, when I watch videos about, there are tons of videos out there, by the way, if you didn't know, about, you know, as a new YouTuber, what are you doing wrong? What might you be doing better? And everything I see is like, have a focus for your channel, which I know that I don't. My channel is literally named Outward Processing because that's just what I do. I talk a ton. And this video is surprisingly a lot easier than I thought it was going to be, because I'm just outwardly processing, and I think that's hilarious. And so my channel doesn't really have a focus, even though it will almost always be makeup videos. I can't think of a creative, funny name for makeup, so it will probably always be outward processing, because at least I know that's true to me. The next advice I see on videos like that are, you know, post often. And I'm like, I get that. I know that's true. I know I'm not even going to come close to like what would be recommended for often. But what do you think's often? You know? I know people like big YouTubers like Tarte. Tarte posts 5 times a week, Monday through Friday. And I look forward to her videos every week. Just even if I don't like what she's talking about, I at least get to look at her beautiful face, and she's just pretty to look at. It's kind of unfair that there are some of those people in the world that are just like, dang, you're just really pretty to look at. And so there are people like her that I'm like, yeah, she could post more and I wouldn't complain. And then there are people where I'm like, I know they post like almost 7 days a week, but I don't catch all their videos. Like, I just physically can't do it. So like, I would hate to end up, I don't know, I guess I'm thinking, what's the most practical like upload schedule? Or is it really, here's another question. I don't know if this is true for anybody. Let me know. Do you think it's more important that people upload on certain days of the week, or just the number of times? Like, does it matter if it's Monday through Friday, or do you like videos on the weekend, or a mixture of the two? Or do you just want 4 videos a week? It doesn't matter when they come out, you just want 4. I'm so curious. Yeah. So I need to stop talking and finish this makeup so that this video isn't an hour long, which I'm pretty sure there's a good chance it might be. And right now I'm honestly feeling a little too lazy to set my makeup, or no, not set it, curl my eyelashes. So I think I'm gonna set Mario Badescu spray. I like to go on top of that with a beauty blender and just pat it out, girl. Makes me not look as dry and dead and old. I'm someone, I have wrinkles. I'm trying to come to accept that they're just always going to be there. It's just going to happen. So yeah. Sorry, no one can do this and talk very well, so be patient with me for a second. I'm so curious to see the actual footage for this video, because I feel like so many times when I do my makeup, I do a light outer corner when I'm trying to do kind of a light work look, but when I go back and look at it, I'm like, ooh, you can't even tell that I have eyeshadow on in the outer corner. Things can look so different in real life versus on camera. So like right now, I'm happy with the way my eye look looks. I don't think it's too crazy. I would wear this to work. But you know, on camera it might look like crap, and I might have to learn a lesson about how to do my makeup for camera versus for real life. Okay, last thing I'm gonna do, I bought this Color Jolt by Maybelline for $2.95 from Big Lots, and the first time I put it on, I noticed it's called Never Bare, and it's very light on me. So I figured what I would do is line my lips with something like Buxom's Dolly or Dolly Danger, and then put this on top and just see if I like it. If not, I'll try again with a darker lip pencil and see if I can get it to work for me. Because again, I hate throwing things away. I hope this isn't like a weird angle to watch someone do their makeup at. Like I realize most of my videos like this. So hopefully. I need to put a little eyeliner on. I always forget because in the mornings when I'm lazy, I never put eyeliner on. But when I watch people do it in videos, I really do think it makes a ton. Like it makes people look a lot more put together. Although, sorry, I know I just blocked all that. I should put this on before I put on mascara next time. Yeah, I think I might leave off, again, since I've already put mascara on, I'm gonna go ahead and leave off, like I would normally do a line up top, and I'm gonna leave that off. Here's a little bit of a closer look at that, and I forgot to put this on. I'll go ahead and take this down, since I probably straightened my hair and now it's gonna be curly because I just pulled it all back. But I have one of those like paddle like straightener brushes, and it doesn't really do my hair any favors because my hair is very thin. But I have to say that like if you want just something quick to get out of the door like in the morning, it's nice. It's not the way I like my hair to look. I like when my hair is curly if I'm going out, but for work, super quick. Okay, it's very pink, so I definitely think it needs to be a cooler tone lip liner, and I think in the future I need to overdraw my lips a little bit more, because if I pull it up too far, yeah, I lose my upper lip a little bit. Yeah. So this is my finished look to go to Chick-fil-A in. Be impressed. No, but seriously, thank you so much if you stuck around to this point in the video. I feel very awkward about doing a video like this, but at the same time it kind of comes a little natural to be just chatty, and I admire vulnerability in others, so I'm going to try to extend that same courtesy to myself and tell myself that I was vulnerable in this video. And I would love to meet you. Please subscribe, stay around, chat, talk to me in the comments. I'd love to meet you. Thank you so much.